What is the truth behind the Miami Mall aliens viral video? The United Nations is preparing for their Christ, Lord Maitreya. They call this false Christ the world teacher. What is his role at end times? Barack Obama is sending subliminal messages to the world through his movie, Leave the World Behind. Something prophetic is going on, and Christians should be warned. Kindly like this video and share to our friends. Here is the prophetic update that you should know. On New Year's Day, 911 callers reported hearing what they thought were gunshots at the mall. According to a report in the Miami Herald, one user uploaded, "I zoom in on one of the TikTok videos about the Miami Mall creature so you can see the gray creature walking in between these police cars and the building."
And we all saw exactly what happened. Don't pay attention to a lot of the videos that are out there. I feel like a lot of people are trying to use this for clout. But what happened, we all saw what happened, and it's pretty serious. It's been a few days, but our whole family's processing it. But I think we've kind of accepted that we were a part of this weird experience and moment.
What is it, bro?
So basically what happened was I was there with my brother Brian, and my sister and my nephew. We were looking for shoes for my nephew.
What'd you see?
And then we see a whole crowd of people outside the store just running out in a direction. So we immediately ran out with our nephew. About a few seconds later, as soon as we started running, my nephew, he's autistic, so he was pointing behind us and he was saying "blanky," which he will usually say whenever he feels unsafe or scared. And he was pointing behind us. So me and my brother, we looked behind us, and then we see these 3 9-10 foot tall creatures. I'm not gonna say aliens. Everyone keeps saying it's aliens. All of us stopped in our track. We, a whole bunch of people were pointing at it. There were other people running. As soon as it made itself more apparent, it looked like it was glitching. Not like a computer pixelation, but like a wavy glitch.
Did they really witness a 10-foot gray creature walking about the Miami Mall? A large fight caused chaos within a Miami mall on New Year's Day. However, some speculate that the large police presence was for something more extraterrestrial. People are easily persuaded to believe in unearthly invasion and strange sightings. This gray creature is in fact just a blurry video of 3 police officers walking next to each other. Here is another video from another angle, uploaded by a Twitter user. The devil is in fact working on more and more strange sightings this 2024. Massive deceptions are coming our way. The movie Leave the World Behind recently came out on Netflix on December 8, 2023. It was produced by a production company, Higher Ground Productions, which is ran by Barack and Michelle Obama. A movie that is using predictive programming, strange subliminal messages in the movie of future scenarios of our world. This is not new in movies like Enemy of the State, satellite tracking systems, much like Google Street View, and Minority Report, retina scanners, and in Casino Royale, they had RFID trackable implants. We find it in old movies, but it's now a part of everyday life. Just like China now has an all-seeing surveillance state that is growing to be more invasive. The main theme of the movie is a cyber attack that takes place that shuts down the power grid and brings an end-of-the-world scenario on the earth. But what's really shocking is that the week that this movie started premiering on Netflix, December 8, we were seeing in the news cyber attacks from China. WashingtonPost.com says China's cyber army is invading critical US services December 11, 2023. It's like Obama knows what's going to happen down the line. What may be even stranger is the subliminal messages that were put in this movie in one of the opening scenes. In the movie, we see 3 sixes, of course, making 666. We see a 6 here on the cup, a 6 on the clock, and then another 6 on another clock. The details that goes into movies is tremendous. This was not done by any sort of accident, and one of the last scenes in the movie we see on the screen has 666 at one of the movie posters of the film. And when you look at all the names here at the top, they're in a certain order: Julia Roberts, Mahershala Ali, Ethan Hawke, and Mahala. In the middle, you see the exactly spelled out B-A-A-L, or Baal, the pagan god of the sun. Would we see a resurrection of the pagan worship of the sun in the final days? The answer is yes. The truth is, friends, Obama, the global elite, are making way for their Christ Lord, Maitreya, the world teacher, they called it, the Messiah, and they don't mean Jesus Christ. Number 1. Alice A. Bailey had been dubbed the prophetess for the United Nations. Number 2. She established a publication in 1922 called Lucifer Trust, but now it is called Lucifer Trust, which prints and disseminates United Nations material. Number 3. Alice Bailey changed the name to Lucifer Trust because Lucifer Trust revealed the true nature of the New Age movement and the UN too clearly and too early. LuciferTrust.org/about us, highlighting the support of the United Nations for Lucifer Trust or Lucifer Trust. They stated, the aim of this group, the UN, is to cooperate in the world of reparation for the appearance of the Christ. One Earth, the magazine of Findhorn Foundation. Benjamin Cream says that the world teacher, the Messiah, appeared into this world for the first time out of thin air in 1988 in Nairobi, Kenya.
One particularly well media documented event was in Nairobi in Kenya in June 88, when he suddenly appeared out of thin air, I mean literally out of thin air, at a prayer meeting attended by 6,000 people who instantaneously recognized him as the Christ. And about 30, 40 people around him, close to him, were entirely healed. They walked off, threw away their crutches. And soon after that, he said, now our master, the master of all the masters, has something important to tell you. And then the voice of his master, the Lord Maitreya, to give him his personal name, who is the master who embodies what we call the Christ principle.
Lord Maitreya is not a name which most Christians would associate with the Christ. What is his relationship to the Christ?
Maitreya and the Christ are one and the same individual, and he worked through Jesus by overshadowing Jesus 2,000 years ago in Palestine. His consciousness entered into that of Jesus at the baptism, and from the baptism to the crucifixion, Jesus was the Christ. This time, the Christ himself, the Lord Maitreya himself, has come into the world.
Readers should bear in mind that the reappearance of the Christ they're telling about is not to be confused with the biblical concept of the second coming of Jesus Christ, but refers to the world teacher who is expected to lead humanity into a forthcoming golden age on earth to accomplish their diabolical New World Order agenda, to bring to fruition a global totalitarian godless police state, to deviously lead society into a Luciferian mindset. The time Barack Obama became president, we see the topic of black versus white skyrocketed, started 2008. Onwards, massive Google trends. So is it a coincidence that this is one of the scenes in Barack's movie creating more divisions among races?
I'm not gonna let anything happen to you if that's what you're asking.
I'm asking for you to remember that if the world falls apart, trust should not be doled out easily to anyone, especially white people. Even Mom would agree with me on that.
God wants us to be united in Bible truth, showing no partiality in this life. Revelation 22 verse 6. And the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations. The leaves of the trees represents breaking all the barriers that separated nations are removed. National, racial, linguistic, social, and others. Friends, let us spread awareness about the great deception that is spreading in our world today. and let us lift up Christ and His Word. Revelation 19. Jesus is depicted in the Bible coming in a white horse, ready to make war against those people who have not totally surrendered to Him. But those who feared Him will be rescued and will be in heaven one day. Would you like to be with Jesus and live with Him in eternity? Perfect peace in heaven one day. Great deception is coming our way. Let us blow the trumpet louder and lift up Christ in our lives. Kindly type in the comment section, "My eyes are on Christ." Thank you, dear friends. Kindly share and continue to preach and teach truth in Bible prophecy.